Cocoa is one of the rare foods whose story begins long before it even touches the human palate. Inside every cocoa bean lies a biochemical world that once served as currency, that carries one of the richest natural sources of magnesium on Earth, that produces a neurotransmitter capable of lifting mood, and that only becomes chocolate after a fermentation process that transforms its chemistry like a living laboratory. When we explore cocoa through the lens of longevity, a surprising picture emerges. Compounds that protect brain cells, antioxidants that stabilize blood vessels, molecules that support metabolic balance, and nutrients linked to emotional resilience. What seems like a simple food suddenly becomes a complex network of interactions that reach deep into the cardiovascular system, the gut, the brain, and the body's stress response. And as you follow its path from tropical trees to your cup, you begin to realize that cocoa is not just a flavor of comfort, but a scientific tool with measurable, documented effects that directly influence how long and how well humans live. Cocoa earns this reputation because the moment it ferments, dries, and transforms, it becomes one of the most antioxidant-dense natural substances ever measured. These defenses are not symbolic. They directly interact with inflammation, oxidative stress, and cell survival, three central pillars of aging. Studies show that cocoa's flavanols improve microcirculation, increase nitric oxide availability, and support blood vessel flexibility. This means better nutrient delivery, better oxygenation, and a cardiovascular system that functions more like that of a younger person. As people age, blood vessels stiffen. Cocoa contains natural compounds that counter some of that stiffening by influencing endothelial function. It is one of the few foods with clinical data demonstrating this effect. Another important element is magnesium, a mineral that regulates muscle function, sleep quality, cellular energy, and over 300 biochemical reactions. Cocoa contains unusually high concentrations of magnesium, making it one of the most efficient natural ways to replenish the mineral. When you combine this with cocoa's mild stimulant theobromine, the result is a calm but alert state that supports focus without the jittery effects often associated with caffeine. This balance supports long-term cognitive health by maintaining stable energy and reducing the wear that constant stress places on the nervous system. Beyond energy and circulation, cocoa also contains anandamide, a neurotransmitter linked to contentment, mental clarity, and emotional stability. Although present in small amounts, it contributes to the sense of well-being many people describe after consuming pure cocoa. Modern longevity science consistently shows that mental and emotional stability influence physiological aging, and cocoa's natural mood-supporting compounds align with this research. They don't overpower the nervous system. Instead, they support balance, which is a crucial factor in long-term health. The gut is another area where cocoa plays a major role. Although people rarely consider it a prebiotic, cocoa flavanols support the growth of beneficial gut bacteria that, in turn, improve nutrient absorption, mood regulation, and immune function. When the gut microbiome shifts in a positive direction, inflammation often decreases, and inflammatory load is one of the most important predictors of healthy aging. In this way, cocoa does not act only on the brain and blood vessels. It shapes the environment of the digestive system in a direction that supports longevity. One of the most overlooked aspects of cocoa is its effect on insulin sensitivity. Many people associate chocolate with sugar, yet pure cocoa behaves differently. Its polyphenols support more efficient glucose uptake into cells, which helps stabilize energy and prevents the metabolic fluctuations that accelerate aging. A more stable glucose response means less oxidative stress, less inflammatory signaling, and a lower long-term burden on the body. Cocoa's influence on the brain is also profound. Flavanols stimulate increased blood flow to to brain regions, responsible for memory and processing speed. With consistent intake, studies show improvements in cognitive performance, especially in older adults. This suggests that cocoa acts as a gentle, natural support system for the brain's aging process. Instead of overstimulating the mind, it sustains it, providing nutrients and improved circulation that allow neurons to function more efficiently for longer. The fermentation process itself is one of the most remarkable scientific transformations in the world of food. Fresh cocoa beans taste nothing like chocolate. It is only after microbes reshape the bean's internal chemistry that the classic aroma appears. This fermentation enriches the final product with compounds that contribute to its health benefits, making cocoa a perfect example of how natural processes can generate complex, functional molecules. What makes cocoa particularly valuable for longevity is its multi-directional effect. It does not focus only on one organ or one system. Instead, it influences cardiovascular health, metabolic health, brain function, immune balance, emotional well-being, gut ecology, and cellular resilience, all simultaneously. Few foods show such a broad spectrum of documented physiological effects. As you continue listening, you will discover how cocoa's unique compounds interact with mitochondria, how its theobromine supports long-term respiratory health, how its polyphenols protect the skin from environmental stress, how it affects nitric oxide production, how it modulates inflammation, and how it fits into modern research on healthy aging. The goal is to understand cocoa as a complete system, a natural resource that supports long-term vitality when used in its pure form and without heavy sugars or processing. With every new layer we explore, cocoa becomes less of a comfort ingredient and more of a scientifically relevant ally in the pursuit of longevity. Cocoa's influence on cellular energy is closely linked to the mitochondria, the structures inside cells that generate energy. As people age, mitochondrial efficiency gradually declines, contributing to fatigue, slower recovery, and reduced physical resilience. The flavanols in cocoa support mitochondrial function by reducing oxidative stress around these energy-producing structures. When oxidative stress decreases, mitochondria operate more efficiently, which supports sustained energy and slows some aspects of biological aging. This effect is subtle but continuous, making cocoa valuable as a long-term dietary habit rather than just an occasional treat. Another component worth understanding is theobromine, a mild stimulant naturally present in cocoa that differs from caffeine in several important ways. It provides a smoother, longer-lasting sense of alertness without causing rapid spikes in heart rate or nervous tension. Theobromine widens blood vessels, supports improved airflow in the respiratory system, and helps maintain steady energy levels. For longevity, maintaining good vascular function and steady energy output is essential, and cocoa offers both through a mechanism the body tolerates well over time. Cocoa also contains significant levels of polyphenols that influence the skin's aging process. These compounds help protect collagen, the structural protein that keeps skin firm and elastic. Sun exposure, environmental pollutants, and internal inflammation gradually break down collagen. But cocoa's antioxidants counter this by neutralizing free radicals and supporting the enzymes that maintain healthy skin structure. This doesn't act as a cosmetic quick fix. Instead, it supports long-term skin resilience, making cocoa a functional food for internal protection rather than external decoration. The immune system also interacts closely with cocoa. Research shows that cocoa flavanols modulate immune cell activity, helping the body respond more efficiently to pathogens without generating excessive inflammatory responses. Chronic low-grade inflammation is a major driver of accelerated aging, often called inflammaging. Cocoa contributes to a more balanced immune response, which indirectly supports longer health span by keeping inflammatory markers more stable. Another area of interest is cocoa's impact on blood pressure. Because it improves endothelial function and increases nitric oxide availability, cocoa can support healthier blood pressure levels in people who consume it regularly as part of a balanced lifestyle. Good blood pressure control is one of the strongest predictors of long-term cardiovascular health, directly influencing stroke risk, heart disease, and organ function. Cocoa's flavanol-rich profile supports these pathways naturally and without overstimulation. Cocoa's benefits also extend to the nervous system through its interaction with neurotrophic factors. Some studies suggest that cocoa can support the expression of molecules that protect neurons and encourage the growth of new neural connections. This ties into cognitive longevity, maintaining learning ability, memory, and mental clarity as the years progress. While cocoa is not a direct nootropic, its supportive effect on brain circulation, cellular protection, and mood-regulating biochemistry creates an environment where the brain can age more gracefully. The mineral density of cocoa plays another role in longevity. Beyond magnesium, it contains iron, copper, and manganese in meaningful proportions. These minerals contribute to red blood cell formation, antioxidant enzyme activity, and energy metabolism. Many people unknowingly have low levels of these minerals, and incorporating high-quality cocoa can help fill small nutritional gaps that influence long-term vitality. Cocoa's relationship with the gut microbiome is particularly important because gut health affects nearly every major system in the body. Beneficial bacteria thrive on cocoa flavanols, producing metabolites that reduce inflammation and support metabolic stability. A healthier gut microbiome also improves nutrient absorption and helps maintain a balanced immune response. Over time, this contributes to a slower rate of physiological decline, making cocoa a valuable ally in gut-focused longevity. In addition to these internal effects, cocoa supports improved physical performance. The combination of magnesium, flavanols, and theobromine helps maintain muscle relaxation, circulation, and oxygen delivery. Even in individuals who do not engage in intense exercise, these effects support better mobility and decreased stiffness with age. Physical movement is a major determinant of longevity, and anything that supports ease of mobility contributes indirectly to longer health span. Another compelling aspect is cocoa's influence on cholesterol metabolism. Pure cocoa can help maintain healthier LDL and HDL balance by reducing the oxidation of LDL particles. Oxidized LDL is more likely to contribute to plaque formation in arteries, and by protecting these particles, cocoa supports long-term cardiovascular health. This protective effect is not dependent on large doses. Consistent, moderate intake is enough to create meaningful biochemical change. Cocoa also has a stabilizing effect on appetite and satiety. Its combination of fiber, minerals, and bioactive compounds helps reduce cravings and maintain more controlled eating patterns. Balanced appetite supports metabolic health and prevents patterns that lead to weight gain, insulin resistance, and accelerated aging. When the body eats in a more stable rhythm, energy production becomes more efficient, mood stabilizes, and longevity-related markers improve. Its role in stress reduction is another important factor. Chronic stress accelerates aging by increasing cortisol, disrupting sleep, and affecting inflammation. Cocoa contains compounds that support a calmer biological state, reducing the impact of everyday stress on the nervous system. This does not override the mind. Instead, it helps the body maintain stability even during demanding periods, which is essential for long-term health. Cocoa's long history of use has allowed researchers to examine populations that consume it regularly. In some regions, traditional cocoa consumption is strongly associated with cardiovascular resilience and overall longevity, reinforcing that these effects are not theoretical. They are measurable in real-world populations. This combination of observational and clinical evidence strengthens the case for cocoa as a legitimate longevity-supporting food. Cocoa's influence on nitric oxide production deserves special attention. Nitric oxide is essential for vascular health, blood flow, exercise performance, and cellular signaling. As people age, nitric oxide production typically declines. Cocoa provides compounds that naturally enhance the body's ability to generate nitric oxide, supporting a more youthful vascular profile and improved nutrient delivery. With each of these mechanisms, vascular health, mitochondrial stability, immune balance, metabolic control, neurological support, gut microbiome enhancement, mental well-being, and skin protection, cocoa demonstrates a unique multi-system effect rarely found in a single natural food. Many of cocoa's advantages for longevity come from its unusually high concentration of flavanols, a group of compounds that interact with several core aging pathways. These compounds have been studied for their ability to reduce oxidative damage to cells, which is crucial because oxidative stress accelerates the breakdown of tissues over time. By supporting the body's natural antioxidant defenses, cocoa helps maintain cellular structure and slows the processes that contribute to premature aging. Cocoa also impacts muscle recovery and physical resilience. The improved blood flow associated with cocoa flavanols means more oxygen and nutrients reach muscle tissue during activity and recovery. This can support better movement quality, more comfort during physical activity, and faster recovery afterward. For longevity, muscle maintenance is essential because muscle loss with aging is linked to lower mobility, reduced independence, and poorer metabolic health. Cocoa contributes indirectly by supporting circulation, nutrient delivery, and overall energy production. Another key area is cognitive endurance. As the brain ages, small declines in processing speed and memory consolidation can appear. Cocoa's ability to improve blood flow to areas of the brain involved in these functions helps maintain sharper cognitive performance. Better circulation also means improved nutrient transport, allowing neurons to function efficiently. When combined with cocoa's mood-stabilizing compounds, this creates a neurochemical environment that supports long-term cognitive resilience. Cocoa's fiber content plays a role in metabolic regulation as well. Although not typically consumed for fiber, pure cocoa powder contains enough to influence digestion and glucose absorption. A slower, more controlled release of glucose supports balanced energy and reduces the metabolic strain that leads to rapid aging of tissues. This contributes to healthier insulin sensitivity over time, which is one of the most consistent markers of healthy aging. Cocoa's minerals extend into heart health beyond magnesium. Copper, in cocoa, supports the formation of healthy blood cells and the function of enzymes that protect against oxidative stress. Iron plays a role in oxygen transport, which directly influences long-term stamina and vitality. Manganese contributes to bone health and enzyme activity related to antioxidant defense. Each of these minerals supports an aspect of longevity through foundational biochemical processes. Another fascinating effect is cocoa's support for endothelial repair. Endothelial cells line the inside of blood vessels, and their health dictates how well blood can move throughout the body. Damage to these cells contributes to stiff arteries, reduced circulation, and increased cardiovascular risk. Cocoa flavanols help endothelial cells function more efficiently and repair themselves more effectively. This helps preserve a younger vascular profile even as chronological age increases. Cocoa also influences platelet activity, helping blood maintain a more balanced flow without encouraging excessive clotting. A stable clotting response reduces cardiovascular strain and supports long-term heart health. This does not replace medical treatment, but demonstrates how natural compounds can support physiological balance. Bone health is another area where cocoa plays a role. Although not high in calcium, cocoa's magnesium and manganese content supports bone formation and maintenance. Aging bones require adequate mineral support and efficient blood flow to remain strong, and cocoa contributes to these factors. When combined with its anti-inflammatory properties, cocoa supports a biological environment where bone tissue can remain more resilient over time. The anti-inflammatory properties of cocoa deserve emphasis because chronic inflammation is a major driver of age-related decline. Whether related to diet, stress, environment, or lifestyle, inflammation accelerates the deterioration of tissues and organs. Cocoa contains compounds that help regulate inflammatory pathways, reducing the burden on the immune system and supporting healthier long-term function. When inflammation decreases, energy levels rise, recovery improves, and many aging markers stabilize. In terms of metabolic health, cocoa supports healthier lipid metabolism. It helps maintain stable triglyceride levels and contributes to the protection of LDL particles from oxidation. When LDL remains unoxidized, it is less likely to accumulate in arteries. This mechanism is a significant factor in cocoa's connection to cardiovascular longevity. Another compelling benefit relates to respiratory health. Theobromine, found naturally in cocoa, supports airway relaxation and improved airflow. Better oxygenation supports overall vitality, cognitive clarity, and physical endurance. Over time, even mild improvements in respiratory function contribute to a stronger foundation for healthy aging. Cocoa also contains compounds that influence nitric oxide cycling, supporting both short-term and long-term cardiovascular function. This helps maintain optimal circulation and reduces vascular tension, supporting better nutrient delivery and overall vitality. Many longevity interventions, whether dietary or lifestyle-based, focus on improving nitric oxide availability, and cocoa naturally supports this pathway. On a cellular level, cocoa interacts with signaling pathways involved in detoxification. It supports the enzymes responsible for neutralizing harmful compounds produced during metabolic processes. Efficient detoxification contributes to healthier tissues and more stable physiological functions as the years progress. Cocoa supports better hydration at the cellular level because its minerals, particularly magnesium and potassium, help balance fluids inside cells. Cellular hydration is critical for maintaining elasticity in tissues, supporting nerve function, and preserving muscle performance. With consistent intake, cocoa helps maintain this balance, contributing indirectly to long-term vitality. Sleep quality also benefits from cocoa's mineral profile and calming neurotransmitter compounds. Magnesium supports relaxation, and anandamide influences calmness and emotional ease. When consumed earlier in the day or in moderate amounts, cocoa can contribute to more stable sleep patterns, which are essential for healthy aging. Quality sleep drives hormonal balance, recovery, immune strength, and cognitive preservation. The relationship between cocoa and appetite balance is particularly relevant for maintaining a healthy body composition. When appetite becomes more stable, metabolic processes work more smoothly, and the body avoids cycles of overeating that strain metabolic health. This contributes to better energy regulation and reduced physiological stress. With each of these layers, cocoa continues to reveal itself as a food that supports the body from multiple angles. It works on circulation, metabolism, energy production, emotional stability, cognitive health, gut function, skin integrity, and cellular protection, all of which play central roles in longevity. Its effects are gradual, consistent, and grounded in measurable scientific processes. Cocoa's potential to support longevity becomes even clearer when considering its impact on endothelial nitric oxide synthase, an enzyme that helps regulate blood vessel dilation. With age, this enzyme becomes less efficient, contributing to stiffness in the arteries and reduced circulation. Cocoa flavanols help maintain its activity, supporting smoother blood flow and helping the cardiovascular system handle daily demands with less strain. This is one of the most documented mechanisms connecting cocoa with long-term heart health. Another longevity-related mechanism is cocoa's capacity to reduce advanced glycation end products, known as AGEs. These compounds form when sugar binds to proteins or fats, accelerating tissue aging and contributing to stiffness in joints, arteries, and skin. Cocoa's antioxidants help reduce the formation of AGEs and protect existing proteins from damage. Over time, this supports more flexible tissues and a slower progression of age-related structural decline. Cocoa also plays a role in supporting liver function. Its polyphenols interact with enzymes involved in detoxification and metabolic processing, helping the liver manage oxidative load more efficiently. A well-functioning liver is essential for regulating blood lipids, hormones, and metabolic waste, all of which affect longevity. Efficient liver function also influences energy levels and overall resilience. Another important area is cognitive aging. The brain is particularly sensitive to oxidative stress because of its high energy demands. Cocoa flavanols support neuron protection and improve communication between brain cells by influencing synaptic plasticity. Better synaptic function supports memory, learning, and processing speed. As cognitive decline is one of the most concerning aspects of aging, any natural compound that supports long-term brain health holds significant value. Cocoa's effects on mood contribute indirectly to longevity as well. Chronic stress, mood instability, and emotional imbalance affect hormone regulation, sleep patterns, inflammation levels, and immune activity. Cocoa provides gentle support to mood regulation through its combination of magnesium, anandamide, and theobromine. This creates a more stable internal environment that protects the body from the physiological consequences of long-term stress. The gut microbiome continues to benefit from cocoa even with prolonged use. Beneficial bacteria feed on cocoa flavanols and produce metabolites that support digestive health, immune balance, and metabolic stability. A healthier microbiome also influences neurotransmitter production, linking cocoa consumption to better mental clarity and emotional resilience through gut-brain pathways. When the gut is stable, the body absorbs nutrients more efficiently, waste is processed more effectively, and inflammation remains lower, all essential for healthy aging. Cocoa's ability to support skin longevity is another relevant area. Its antioxidants protect the skin from environmental stressors and internal oxidative damage. This protection preserves collagen integrity and supports better hydration, resulting in skin that maintains its structure more effectively over time. This internal support complements other longevity mechanisms, reinforcing cocoa's broad-spectrum effect. Another aspect involves cocoa's contribution to electrolyte balance. Magnesium and potassium help regulate muscle function and nerve signaling, both of which decline with age if mineral intake is insufficient. Proper electrolyte balance also supports heart rhythm stability and overall physical performance, contributing to long-term functional independence. Metabolic flexibility also improves with regular cocoa consumption. The body becomes more efficient at switching between energy sources, handling glucose more effectively, and maintaining stable insulin levels. This reduces metabolic strain and supports energy stability, two factors strongly associated with increased health span. A more flexible metabolism means the body ages more slowly and resists metabolic stress more effectively. Cocoa influences blood viscosity, helping maintain a healthy flow that reduces cardiovascular strain. When blood flows more easily, the heart works more efficiently, and tissues receive better oxygenation. This type of circulatory support is foundational in longevity, as vascular decline contributes to many age-related conditions. Cocoa also interacts with the lymphatic system, supporting better fluid balance and waste removal. Efficient lymphatic circulation is often overlooked. Yet, it is essential for immune function, detoxification, and inflammation control. By supporting circulation and reducing inflammatory load, cocoa indirectly encourages smoother lymphatic flow. The cumulative effect of cocoa on the nervous system, cardiovascular system, metabolic pathways, and cellular environment positions it as a food with one of the widest spectrums of longevity benefits in the natural world. Its bioactive compounds do not act aggressively or disruptively. They integrate with existing biological processes and reinforce stability over time. This makes cocoa a sustainable option for supporting long-term health without overstimulation. When consumed in its purest form, unsweetened cocoa powder or minimally processed dark cocoa, it becomes a consistent source of support for aging gracefully. The key is regularity and purity, as these allow the flavanols, minerals, and bioactive compounds to accumulate their effects gradually and predictably. Over weeks and months, these mechanisms reinforce one another, helping the body maintain vitality, resilience, and stable physiological function. With so many interconnected effects, improved circulation, enhanced brain function, emotional balance, metabolic control, reduced oxidative stress, healthier gut ecology, and better sleep quality, cocoa stands as a multi-layered longevity ally backed by modern scientific understanding. It demonstrates that a simple daily habit, when grounded in evidence, can create meaningful shifts in how the body ages. And through these mechanisms, cocoa continues to reveal its role as more than a comfort ingredient. It becomes a scientifically supported contributor to a longer, healthier life.